the other supercharged cars we've got in the order coming under pressure, but the race leader, Mark Bennett, trying to escape on the race. Way through, and he's been able to make it stick. Couldn't quite tell from there. There we go. And as the cars come up towards the completion of the first lap of the race, it is going to be Mark Bennett that's still leading the way and has quite a large gap between himself and the chasing pack behind. Second position is going to be Colin Philpott, who's up into second position. I said the grid was topsy-turvy. Well, he qualified 8th quickest, Colin Philpott. He's now up into second place. Up to third in a straight line comes Jack Robinson, the championship leader, who carved his way past Ronald Ferguson's X300. So this was the point of the circuit where they had Jack Robinson have the spin at the win of the XK80 qualifying. Treats him with a bit more respect and manages to slither his way round through the corner. You can see the cars dancing around all of the time, but the race leader, 4.3 seconds to the good after the first lap of racing. Jack Robinson outbrakes himself into the Wilson hairpin, which gives Ronald Ferguson the opportunity to briefly retake third place, but he's going to be on the outside line when they head back towards Palmer, so Jack Robinson re-inherits third place again. Despite the small mistake he made into the braking area, he goes back past the Scotsman, who remains in fourth place at the wheel of the X300. And then James Ram is the next of the people that's going to want to try and carve his way through and past Ronald Ferguson. In a straight line, the XJS of James Ram, the man from Great Dunmow in Essex, sneaks his way through and up the inside, another place gained. Now the next of the cars that's going to want to try and work his way through, I think it's going to be the number 56 car, is it not? Which will be the car of Andrew Harper, the diesel engine Jag, which of course plenty of torque in these conditions. You can sort of leave it in that higher gear, and because it's a diesel engine, let the torque pull you out rather than encounter lots of wheel spin, as some of the petrol engine cars will be doing, no doubt. So the auto reserve parts number 56 car going well in these greasy conditions. Yeah, it's neither wet nor dry again, which is exactly what you don't want. You can see in third place Jack Robinson trying to pick the wider line through Williams corner. James Ram does exactly the same and then runs a little bit wide coming out. So trying to stay off the less polished surface, take that wider arm through the corner, which will offer him a bit more grip in these conditions. And then basically time round through Brundle and Nelson, getting away at the ball from Hospital Box. So, maybe champion, back into the will be Andrew Harper, our race leader, and we'll be auto reserve of Jag Estate by 4.4 seconds, 4.384. Chalks up to the 39.7 second lap, and the car in second place, which is Colin Philpott, looks as though he's further adrift this time than he was on the previous lap. Yeah, 8.4 seconds. He was 4 seconds a lap quicker that time through. Then Colin Philpott in second place. Palmer drops down into fifth position, 2 places lost there for Ronald Ferguson. It's dropping further away now. You still see the novice cross on the back of Ronald Ferguson's X300 saloon. So it's Mark Bennett and Colin Philpott, the championship leader Jack Robinson in the XK8 sitting there in third, who was a tenth of a second slower than Colin Philpott last time through. Tail end of the field heading over the start-finish line, which includes Tim Morant. Tim Morant has got right behind him Tristan George, and then just behind Tristan George is going to be Colin Porter. Having dropped to the tail end of the field is Samantha Sheehy, who is being forewarned with regards to driving standards. Haven't as yet seen her metallic blue Jaguar XJS work her way through and over the start-finish line. Here she comes now. Samantha Sheehy, and now does she cross the start-finish line, and what has been a poor lap from her on that occasion, about 14 seconds slower than her previous lap, which of course was the opening lap of the race, which must have a spin somewhere out on track. So Mark Bennett doing brilliant things, saying he has so far this season had a 6th place overall. That came from the first of the 2 races that we had at Cadwell Park. Well, he's not only leading the race, he's lapping 4 seconds quicker than anybody else in these conditions. But now, whilst it's still raining bizarrely, the sun is out and we've got blue sky above us. Tim Moran is working his way out the left-hand hairpin, underneath big pressure from Tristan George, and there's a spin at Williams, and that is going to be recovering. Charles Jackson gets the car forward back round in the right direction. No major news from the pit lane. As I'm sure you're aware, the sun is out and the rain's clearing up, but it's still raining, albeit very sunny. Yeah, I was just mentioning that a while ago. We've got rain, we've got sunshine, we've got blue sky. I'm not quite sure how that works. No, and that then plays psychological tricks on the driver thinking, oh, it's drying out, when actually the track is still going to be really quite wet. Black and white warning flag going out for 154, driving standards. Out there, we know it's difficult, we're just trying to drive with yourself. Samantha Sheen has had another spin, I'm afraid, as well. So had a spin on the previous lap, and the number 76 has had another rotation. That's at the exit of Williams, which has caught a few drivers out now. So I think you just try to get on the power as quickly as you can to get off the corner quickly, carry the speed down the Bentley Straight, and Samantha's been one of a couple of drivers that have been caught out at that point. Not the easiest cars to stop, Jags. Lots of power as well, so they can't get away from you quite quickly. There's a good fight going on for penultimate place as well, because through and over the start-finish line, Tristan George still fighting away with Tim Moran. Tim Moran's in the Castrol liveried Daimler Sovereign, the Series 1 car. It's got the Jag XJS right behind him of Tristan George, who's looking for the inside line at Ritchie's. Is he going to squeeze his way through? No, Tim Moran chops across the nose of the Jag XJS, which then gets very sideways onto the grass on the inside of Ritchie's corner. He gets off the throttle, gathers up the moment, and will continue for what was almost a quarter spin rather than a half spin. And yeah, that's just dropped him away from the car that he had been doing battle with. So Mark Bennett leading the way. Again, another new fastest lap of the race for the race leader last time through. In 2nd place, just heading out of Williams and onto the Bentley Straight, number 1 saloon of Colin Philpott, getting caught by Jack Robinson on this lap. He wasn't faster than Jack Robinson on the previous lap, but I think Jack Robinson in the XK is edging up closer to the XJ40 this time through. James Graham is looking to try and make some pretty nice points. Car's got clear vision. It's really clear because great spray coming up, great barrow. Real spray. Not much grip out there. And possibly still got the blue sky, then still in the bits of rain on the commentary box window. So over the start finish line, 9 minutes to go. Goes our race leader Mark Bennett. Another good fight further down through the order is going to be Charles Jackson trying to recover following his spin. He's now got himself onto the coattails of the XK8 of Michael Atkinson, which is number 58 car, great car with black flashes to it. So they're having a good little fight over position, and that will be for 10th and 11th position as the recovering Jag XJS of Charles Jackson works his way through on the run in towards Murray's, so then runs wide onto the curve coming out of Murray's. Just about the hang-on place of onto the centre straight this time through. Race leading advantage now up to